what's up? Hey, I'm going to go a little bit of a practice from yesterday to start with as we're just bundling everybody in here. Yesterday's I do not see any neutral things or something like that. I might not be wording it exactly correctly, but so I look around for yesterday's practice. I look around and I say, just inviting a bunch of miracles groups here. Okay. I look around and I say this: I do not see a neutral rock because my thoughts about rocks are not neutral. I do not see a neutral umbrella because my thoughts about umbrellas are not neutral. I do not see a neutral sky because my thoughts about skies are not neutral. I do not see a neutral backpack because my thoughts about backpacks are not neutral. I do not see a neutral leaf because my thoughts about leaves are not neutral. This was yesterday's practice. We were to do, if you're to do yesterday's practice, the 17th, I see no neutral things. I do not see a neutral table because my thoughts about tables are not neutral. So it was yesterday's practice, and we're going to go into today's. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. Sometimes I notice the things in the course, by the way, you may notice this, that it seems like, wait, which is it? For instance, the lesson 2 lessons ago was, I have no neutral thoughts. But it may seem that is maybe contradictory or something like that. Because later it'll say that the Holy Spirit, which is your true way of looking at things, to the Holy Spirit's vision, all things are neutral. And they are, something like that. I noticed that I'm not. I find holes in my speaking there as I was speaking it. So hey, thanks for finding me. Oh goodness, Misha found me. We found each other. Misha Lee. Goodness. Okay. So, anyways, let's remind ourselves. Let's remember that the Course in Miracles doesn't ask us to believe any of this stuff. In fact, it says we'll probably actively resist some of it, but that if we practice with it, if we use the thoughts, if we attempt to entertain them, to try them on, that they will have an effect. So what's up, Tammy Bailey? Good day. Welcome. And let's remind ourselves also real quick that this information is considered holographic. You can hop in anywhere and pick up the whole thing from one little thing. That's what holographic means in this way. But there is a sequentiality to this. You can go through it. This is my 3rd time going through the 365 lessons, and there is. I notice it now. There is a natural the learning. The learning is really, really, really nicely laid out, kind of in a way that makes sense to a story. But ultimately, it says that that's just how your mind has to work it out, or something like that, and that really you either get it all or you get none of it. That's the metaphysics of what it says, anyways. Okay, so I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. This is the title for the lesson today. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. You are not alone in experiencing the effects of your seeing. The idea for today is another step in learning that the thoughts which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. The idea for today is another step. So I guess we've been taking steps. This is another step in learning that the thoughts which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. It also emphasizes the idea that minds are joined, which will be given increasing stress later on. The Course says that minds are joined. Minds are joined. So today's idea is another step in learning that the thoughts which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. It also emphasizes the idea that minds are joined, which will be given increasing stress later on in our course, I guess. Okay, paragraph number 2. Today's idea does not refer to what you see as much as to how you see it. It doesn't refer to what you see. This is more referring to how you see what you're seeing. Therefore, the exercises for today emphasize this aspect of your perception. The exercises today emphasize the aspect of how you see, not what you see. That aspect of your perception, okay? The 3 or 4 practice periods which are recommended should be done as follows. Look about you, selecting subjects for the application of the idea for today as randomly as possible and keeping your eyes on each one long enough to say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see a rock. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see a hand sanitizer dispersing unit, which those are all over the place nowadays, eh? New phenomena, the new normal. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see that chair. So today that's the practice that we're supposed to do for 3 or 4 times, and a minute or so, or even less, it says. Or even less, man. What baby gloves? It really like gives baby gloves at the beginning a lot, eh? Conclude each practice period by repeating the more general statement, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. So the practice period, we're going to say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, and then we're going to look about us, and we're going to drop our gaze on something. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see this brick floor, or that single brick, or whatever. Okay, and then when you're finished with this, that you do a minute or so, or even less. So baby gloves, eh? A minute or so, or even less, will be sufficient for each practice period. It's too. I want to do more. I kind of enjoy it, but I'll be a good boy in this way sometimes. Follow the dictates of authority occasionally, of the authority of this book occasionally, and the book itself tells us that it itself tells us that it isn't true. So this is a way that I'm saying don't take it so seriously as well. I don't know, try it on wholly and fully, see what it does, but it itself says that we must forget everything this world has taught us, yea, everything this course has taught us, and come unto God empty-handed and naked as you are. Something like that. So, it says all words are but symbols of symbols. They are twice removed from reality. They either point to something or away from it. It says at another point even, if you find your willingness as you're studying this, you find your willingness waxing and your fear rising, put the book aside. It says put the book aside. It itself says put the book aside, and but don't only just put it aside. Also, ask yourself what kind of a day you would will for yourself to have, as this day you decide that, as the course tells you, that hey, your willingness for studying this or for mind training is waxing. It's going down. Waxing, is it? I don't know. And your fear is rising. Why don't you just put it aside for a moment? But don't only just put it aside. Also ask yourself what kind of a day you would have for yourself, and tell yourself there is a way for you to have it. So that's a little side note. Anyways, today you are not alone in experiencing the effects of your seeing. You are not alone in experiencing the effects of how you see this video. You are not alone in experiencing the effects of how you see what your phone is or your computer is that you're seeing me and your screen on. And you are not alone in the effects of your seeing, okay? Ciao, everybody. Good day.